We're going to take a live look at the United States Capitol tonight. Democratic women members of the House gathered today to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris for president. They say Harris is a woman of dignity and strength, fighting to protect the rights of women across the nation.
And what Kamala Harris is about, and I've known her for decades, I know her officially, her strength. Kamala is about strength and determination in terms of public policy. We know most recently in terms of a woman's right to choose.
The sentiment echoed by Vice President Harris today while giving a speech in Houston this afternoon.
We who believe in reproductive freedom will restore the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do.
Vice President Kamala Harris making those comments today during her speech to the American Federation of Teachers Convention. She also touched on hot topics like union contracts, the banning of assault weapons, and Project 2025. But her main message today was all about education. The News 4i team's Jordan Elder was in the room for today's big speech. She joins us with some of the Texas teachers and what they have to say about it, and more about the increased security surrounding such events.
Vice President Kamala Harris was here at the convention center in downtown Houston today talking to the nation's largest teachers union. This was one of her first speeches since her campaign started. Vice President Kamala Harris says this November will be a fight for freedom. And this crowd of thousands of teachers from across the country says, bring it on.
We face a choice between two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future and the other focused on the past.
That was the main message. You have a choice in that future and it will make an impact, but you have to vote. Karen Reynolds was in the audience and says she's taking that to heart.
Before we vote, we must educate ourselves. We must educate the children, the grandchildren, the future leaders, but know the reason why you need to vote and it's going to impact yourself.
Harris also brought up policies like forgiving student loans and paid leave for teachers. She hit the hot button topics too.
We want to ban assault weapons and they want to ban books. Can you imagine?
Texas AFT President Zeph Capo says this conversation is important as our state continues its own education battles.
What are we going to do together to make things better? How are we going to treat each other with dignity and respect? There's a very clear line and people have to pick and decide which side they're on.
And while all eyes were on education, security was still top of mind. It's been about a week and a half since the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
And there's going to be a lot more bag checks and more security measures taken.
Willie Ning served on the Secret Service task force while he was with the San Antonio Police Department. He says big events like this are tough to secure, but with Election Day closing in, they have to continue. So all of these measures.
I think that this is the new norm and moving forward when these elected officials.
And you could definitely feel that increased security presence here today. There were a lot of Secret Service officers as well as Houston police officers around the convention center, making sure everything was okay. Reporting in downtown Houston, I'm Jordan Elder.